Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. I am Stefan FM. Now today we got one of those little weird ones. You see them every now and again, but on the Steam Workshop, again, the Steam Workshop is really dwindling in the amount of tactics that I care to cover, because a lot of them are just people that, posted publicly to the Steam Workshop, whether they knew it was public or not, or whether they wanted tactics, people that actually test the tactics or not. They don't leave any description. There's no image, things like that. This one, however, does have an image, but nothing else. There's no description, no comments, no whatever. And it is created by someone called Ozzy, O-Z-I, again, on the Steam Workshop. It is called AngeBall 433. Now, when you look at the photo or the picture that they created, the thumbnail, it shows Ange Postecoglou, Celtic's head coach right now, who's done wonders apparently for them. But now when I Google searched the image, it actually pointed me to a creator called RDF Tactics. He has his own website, it looks like, but he also has a YouTube video using that thumbnail, the AngeBall 433 thumbnail, for the most part, pretty much. And it's not the same tactic. So I don't know really what's going on. I actually recorded half a video going through everything. But then when I got to the tactic itself, it's not the same tactic. In possession, on this tactic, you have underlap on the left and right and focus play down the middle. On the RDF Tactics version, you have overlap on the left and right and play out of defense. So it's really weird that they're basically taking, I don't know who created what first. I'm assuming that RDF Tactics created their tactic first because it was meant for FM23. AngeBall retook it and kind of changed it up a bit for FM23. I don't know. Aussie, that is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover this tactic, but I will link RDF Tactics version below, as well as the link to this tactic itself. So test them out, see what you think is better. There is a download on RDF Tactics website. I can take a look and see how that works, but there is a full, wonderful write-up on RDF Tactics page, video, as well as he links to totalfootballanalysis.com and how Ange Postecoglou, how his team sets up and things like that. So definitely worth trying. I will probably try his version next or this week or next week or something like that, just to see how they differ. But right now we're going to take a look at Aussie's version of AngeBall 433. You do start out with a goalkeeper in defend, a wingback on the left in attack, an inverted wingback on the right in attack. Sandwich in between is a ball-playing defender in cover on both sides. Mazzala in attack on both sides. Sandwich there, he's a ball-winning midfielder in support. Winger on the left in support. An inverted winger in support on the right. And in front, a deep-lying forward in support. In possession, you have attacking with his wide. Underlap on the left and right. Focused at play down the middle, like I said. Play out of defense. Passing directness is much shorter. Tempo is higher. Low crosses in the final third. Work the ball into the box and be more expressive. In transition, counterpress, hold shape this time around. Distribute quickly and distribute to the center backs and take short kicks. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, trap outside, and stop the crosses. Now, how did this version do for our three teams of Tottenham, Newcastle, and Wolves? Yeah, I mean, Newcastle really not doing all that well. 44, they should be up in the 50s or thereabouts. And then Wolves handily relegated with only 27 points. Tottenham, the only shining star with 57, is definitely not where they should be. Tottenham's schedule definitely looks a bit spotty. I mean, you have a nice run in October. Unfortunately, Carabao Cup third round, 1-2 loss against Birmingham. And then FA Cup fourth round, 1-3 against Manchester United. You do drop down into the Europa League and you get to the semifinals, but unfortunately Arsenal kick you out on both legs. From here on down, it doesn't look good. Newcastle not doing all that well. Carabao Cup second round, 0-0 in penalties against Everton loss. You get to the FA Cup. You actually win a couple of matches, against Hartlepool, Wolves, Portsmouth, so there's that head-to-head. You do lose out to Manchester City 1-4 in the FA Cup semifinals. One other loss to Liverpool 2-6. That just hurts. But you are picking up points in every match again, to the end of the season, so you got something there. Now you get Wolves. You do have it. Look at that. An awful set of the first half. Just only one draw in, 10 matches. One of those matches being an Arsenal loss, 0-3, Carabao Cup third round. You do move on in the FA Cup. You're beating Chelsea. Unfortunately, you get to the fourth round, 0-2 against Newcastle, again, head-to-head. You have an okay April. Fantastic for this team right now. But overall, just not a good season whatsoever. Transfer-wise, Hugo Lloris is out, and Ferdi Kadioglu from Fenerbahce, 15.75, so really not spending a lot of money there. Newcastle not getting any money for outs. They do get a player exchange, Sean Longstaff, for James Ward-Prowse plus money, so that's not too bad. You do get Grant Leon-Ranos, Tony Weston, Liam Morrison, Humphreys, Joe Gomez from Liverpool on loan. Wow. Semedo and Fred from Manchester United. Now, I am doing just the transfers this time. I mean, I said I was not going to do them again, but a lot of these players are actually new. I mean, we haven't seen Abdou Conte from Troyes yet, 3.1 million. Chiquinho we have. But they do get Wolves this time around getting rid of Raul Jimenez to Zenit, so they do bring some money in. But again, when there are players that are coming in that I haven't seen before or very little, I'll bring new transfers. Otherwise, I'm just going to skip it and move straight to the squads. And speaking of, obviously, appearance-wise, you're going to get Son and Kane up there a lot of the time. 16 goals for Basuma. Kulusevski and Kane with 12. Really low this time around. Assist-wise, same. 12 is not bad, but it's nowhere near what we usually expect from them. Son and Holberg with 11. Average rating, not a lot of players there. Actually, even less, since these two aren't even at the club. Basuma with 7.23 is the high one. Newcastle squad, Isaac all the way down here with 35 plus 5 appearances, so definitely nowhere near the top mark. Goals-wise, 20, so on the lower side of what he usually brings. Guimaraes with 7. Assists-wise, nobody in double digits. 9 assists for Trippier. And then average rating, again, 7.2 for Isaac is on the lower side for what he usually brings, but not a lot of players in the green. And this one I'm a little nervous about, but Wolves, not a lot of appearances there. Goals-wise, 11 for Nunez. Neves with 9. 9 for Cunha as well. Assists-wise, basically nothing. 7 is your tops. Average rating, you've got Abdou Conte with 7.05. So, I mean, you have a couple of players in there, but really 7.01 to 7.05 is not a fantastic mark. So basically similar all around for the data hub. Tottenham getting decent defensively. Yeah, they cover a good amount of it. And we're very good in attack. You got some fantastic dribbles there. Definitely a dribbling tactic. But the goals per game, non-expected penalty goals per game, shots per game are all Premier League average at best. So I still wouldn't say, very good in attack. They're good, but not great. And actually, if we look at Newcastle, it's pretty much very similar. You're starting to dwindle in these numbers, obviously, simply because lower in the table is not doing as well. And then you get to Wolves. Really, a lot of pieces are just uncover. Plenty of problems defensively, fairly poor in attack. So again, not really an attacking tactic, but more a dribbling tactic and possession-based. So really, Tottenham, the only one with 57, and that's kind of on the average mark. To Liverpool's 110. But fewer shots against nobody. Possession, there you go, all three teams, as is most dribbles made. But overall, I mean, these really don't have a lot. You've got some defensive work there. Best passing completion, again, with the most possession and dribbles and all that. But everything else just not there. And if we look at the player overview, most goals, Isaac the only one with 16. And that's, for him, really low. Most assists, nobody. Player of the Match Award, you got Isaac with 5, and that's just bang on average. But passing you get there. Most dribbles you made, you got a couple players. Most key passes, wow, this time Sarabi's not in the mix. But, Wolves really did horrifically. But you do have Trippier, which is usually on top, and James Ward-Prowse, which is a fantastic pickup by them. But overall, really not a great showing on all three teams. Wolves being handily relegated. 27 up to 39 and 40. Not great job at all. Tottenham, the only, again, shining star with 57 points, isn't all that great, even if they have Europa League next year. And next time, I think I will be bringing you the RDF tactic version just to see how his is. Even though it's FM22, it should hopefully work on this FM23 save. So we'll take a look then. But that'll be next time. So thank you for watching. Take care and enjoy.